All right, YouTube Live.
Hi, welcome to Fokcus. Today will be fun. My name is Joanna Pantages from repurpose.style, and I'm going to pass it over to Stephen.
Thanks, Joanna. I guess you'll find out later. We have an awesome session today, an awesome next episode of Tech School. I guess before we get started, for those of you watching on YouTube, feel free to give us a like. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of our videos that we do with founders and all the other exciting stuff we do here at Fokcus. But the session today, we're going to do a little Ask Me Anything with Startup San Diego and just learn about the Convergence conference next week and everything going along with that. So I will hand on over to Curling to get started.
All right, that's great. Laura, it was great meeting you earlier in the week. You and Karen was interviewing me, talking about like what we want San Diego to be and Startup San Diego. So I had a great session with you. And I knew offhand that Convergence was next week, but I said, we usually try to do something so the founders know what the conferences are. And I said, okay, let's just do it this week, right? So me and Steven had this open spot. Let's do it. So Laura, thanks for improving this and getting it down. Joseph, thank you for coming on too. Both of you guys can just kind of introduce yourself first offhand. But I know, I'm wearing the shirt because I'm a board member. But yeah, why don't you introduce yourself, Laura?
All right. Well, thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to be with us here today. And a big thank you to Curling for having us here as well. We're humbled and excited to be here.
And Laura, I know you're part of the marketing interns. Can you explain what that is and things of that nature?
Yes, of course. So we are marketing interns at Startup San Diego. And what we basically do is try to reach out to our audience and try to make sure our services are the best.
That's great. And I know you have some background. I know you're still a student, Laura. We have students on there. I know you were part of like the Qualcomm Institute, some things too. So are you at UCSD? What school are you at, Laura?
Yes, so we're undergrads at UCSD right now, and we're really excited to be here.
All right, I love it. So it's all students. There's the other students, even though people are graduating, coming out, but still students on here. Joseph, I'll turn to you. Thanks for coming on. I know you're part of marketing intern team too. You tell a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Joseph. I'm a third year econ student at UCSD, double majoring also in business psychology. And yeah, I'm excited to be here and promote our event. We're just working with Startup San Diego, trying to improve the service. So
that's great. That's great. So Laura, I know you had some slides.
Yes.
Let's go there. Okay. But I always the branding's been really good. We've been trying to we've been trying to post things out. I've been putting on Twitter and things like. But yeah, good job on the branding, you guys.
Yes. Okay. So do we just dive right in?
Yeah, you can just dive right in.
Okay. All right. So first things first. Before we start, we wanted to ask you all to please take a minute and close your eyes. And for a second, just take a moment to take a deep breath in and just hold your air inside for about 4 seconds. And then let it out and let it go. So now keep your eyes closed for a little bit more. And we're gonna ask you to visualize how as a founder and as a part of the entrepreneurial ecosystem, you could improve. And ask yourself what small step you could take today to help make better decisions tomorrow, in a week, and in a month. Okay, you can open your eyes now, and thank you for participating a little bit in this interactive part and taking a little bit of time to allow your body to relax. And I know your mind and your body are super thankful for it. So let's get started. Ooh. Okay. So a little bit about us. This is Joseph, and my name is Laura Charria. And we're interns at Startup San Diego, and we're hoping to share some valuable information about an exciting upcoming event that you could be a part of. Okay, so let's dive right in. Okay. So the most sought out event of the year is coming up, and it's called Convergence. And you might be asking yourselves, like, what in the world is Convergence? And Convergence is Startup San Diego's annual conference, and it only happens once a year. And it's focused on both engaging and converging the region's next generation of founders and tech workforce with the local innovation ecosystem. All right, hand it over to you, Joseph.
Okay, so why should you even attend? So the event experience features panel discussions, workshops, talent incubation, mentorship, inter-university pitch competitions, social activities, networking, and career fair for community members looking to begin or advance their careers or ventures in the San Diego startup ecosystem. The spirit of Convergence is one of radical inclusivity. The conference provides a platform for impactful connections, collisions, and opportunities between established startup tech industry members and students, first-time entrepreneurs, and aspiring job seekers.
All right, next slide.
It's a 5-day virtual event from May 24th until May 28th, which is next Monday through Friday. The event kicks off and starts late in the afternoon at 5 p.m. and runs until 10 p.m. each day, Pacific time. And the best part is you'll get to interact with wonderful, motivated, and purpose-driven entrepreneurs every minute, every step of the way. Okay, buy your tickets now, and we're entering the link in the chat right now. And here is also a picture of our sponsors and partners. And any questions?
I seen Cal State San Marcos is sponsoring. That's pretty cool. I mean, some of the cohort itself are from Cal State San Marcos. So that's great. I know the Office of Innovation and Jill and some of those groups there. So that's good. There's already there are already some synergies there. I think that one initial questions I had, Joseph and Laura, is that we have Startup Week, right? We had this Startup Month that was like all in that whole month of things that. How is Convergence like a little bit different than like Startup Week, Startup Month? Is it just the fact that that's just focused just on startups and this is different? Maybe you guys can explain that a little bit.
So I think a big way to explain it is it's just like the mastermind of Startup Month. So it's Startup Month, but it's just think of it as bigger and just putting everyone together more. And it's also geared more to students specifically, give them those resources to like really get their career started, network, things like that.
Okay, Laura, that's what you got too? That's kind of like the difference between them.
Yes, definitely. And I think that the main part about Convergence is that it's a 5-day long event. So it starts at 5 and it ends up until later, and you get the chance to interact and network with really interesting people.
Is another question I think I had when I told people about Convergence, because I was talking to other groups offhand, is if you're not a student, should you go? Because there was this aspect of students. I thought, okay, well, some of our cohort students, some of them are not. Yeah, can you explain some of those things?
Yeah, definitely. If you're not a student, if you're just a job seeker, if you're a founder, if you're an entrepreneur, like this is a place you can go to get other people to help you or to get help yourself, whether like it's in getting a job or starting a company, things like that. So definitely. And especially if you're an entrepreneur and things like that, it's a great place to gather students. You know, you're gathering aspiring talent.
Anything else, Laura, on that?
I would just say the answer is yes.
Everyone, okay. Because I think before I covered Convergence, I went to Convergence, I brought Apple there to do some things, and everyone said, I think there's just gonna be students there. I'm not gonna go. I told them to go, and they had a great time. It was actually kind of like a mixture of students and just founders. And the great thing about that, it was like it actually became more of a more community. Yes, there was some guided sessions for students and things like talent, but I feel like some of the founders actually at least got to meet more people. I think my other questions offhand. Okay, we're in the middle of COVID. I just got this question yesterday, but we're in the middle of COVID. I still need to get my second shot. It's coming up next week, and is everything going to be virtual? And how's that going to all work?
Yes, it's going to be all virtual for now because we're still during the COVID. We're almost near the end of the stage where we're still like taking small steps towards the new normal. But yes, it's going to be all virtual. I think we put the link in the chat below. That's the place to go. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us via email. We'll also drop our phone numbers if you ever want to get in touch or anything. But yes, we'll be happy to help you get into the virtual experience.
And I know with Startup Month, we had this thing. I'm not sure if you guys can do it for Convergence, but we had this thing called Verbellum. And we would go into this virtual like career fair, and then we had a virtual pitch competition. I was like a judge. I was like this second nature. Like I had this kind of avatar. Are we going to be using Verbellum or anything like that this time, or no? Is it just going to be just we're just going to be kind of using Zoom or we run the world?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of that we're using any of those platforms.
Okay.
I'm just aware that we're using Zoom, and it's like if you're a student or whatever, you can like just watch in your pajamas. Like, you don't need your camera on, you don't need to interact, do all that like really intense things, It's just about gathering information and just participating.
Okay, got it. I seen. I had fun doing Verbellum. It was great. I got to meet other founders from around the world, and like we were all in this. But actually, it was like a learning curve to go in that virtual world. So I was just curious. I had used 3 apps, so I like how you guys are consolidating it just in Zoom. We use Zoom on Tech School. It's pretty solid platform. It's fairly easy to use in that part. I just have a couple more questions. Now I have the cohort. If you guys want to unmute yourself, you guys can. Or if you guys have questions, that'd be great. Oh, I think it said. Oh yeah, Tripty actually had a question. Tripty, do you want to unmute yourself and ask this question?
Sure. Was this just for more information for the link to the marketing internship organization?
Oh, okay, got it. You know what, Laura? How did you guys have? In fact, it's funny that we have this entrepreneur in residence program at Startup San Diego, right? And that's coming up, and I was going to tell the cohort about that. But you guys are these marketing interns. Like, how did people become like marketing interns for Startup San Diego? Because you guys get this kind of VIP access to us as board members and like investors. Like, it's a pretty good internship. I wish I had when I was younger. But tell me more about that.
Yes, so we're very lucky to have been accepted to become a part of of the ecosystem and get to meet all these wonderful people. And I think one of the main ways that we got involved is through the university, so through UC San Diego. They're one of the sponsors, so they keep us in mind often for projects and things like that. So I would just say being a student at UC San Diego was definitely like one of the ways that we got introduced into Startup San Diego, but also through specifically one of the programs at UC San Diego called The Basement. They were the ones that introduced us directly to SSD. Yeah.
And Joseph, that's how you got that marketing internship through The Basement. And was that how you guys got that access to Startup San Diego?
Yeah. Before I got the internship, I didn't know anything about the company. And when I found out about everything it was, I was like, why isn't like all of UCSD know this? I didn't even know it existed, and it's a really powerful tool that everyone should know.
That's good. You know, the other question I have, I went to the website. Is there any other things that you would just want to add to about Startup San Diego in general, or just about the organization that people don't know about, or you like people to know? I can probably add some color to that too, but I like to hear it from your perspective, since you guys are actually been helping so much the last couple of weeks, last couple of months.
Yes, well, I love how it's like a tight-knit community, so you get to meet, like, it doesn't matter, the question that you asked earlier about whether if it's okay if you're not a student, I think that's one of the main things I want to get across, that it's okay if you're not a student, it's okay if you're not a founder or an entrepreneur. Honestly, if you just want to learn more about the ecosystem and you're willing to learn, I think it's like a great place to be, and honestly, just become a better person. after talking to anyone on the team, I'll guarantee you, you'll like your mind will open up, and it's gonna be an amazing experience.
That's great. Joseph, your feedback on Startup San Diego and
Yeah, just in case anyone's wondering more about exactly what it is, it's just a place, it's just a network where you can reach out to all these, whether you're trying to start up a company and you need more resources, you need talent, you need more ideas, funding, anything like that. This company will get you there. And if you're just like a person seeking a job but you want to work at a startup, just things like that, it's just a place to get you started with your career.
Laura, I was gonna have you pull up the website because there's some things on the website offhand it might be good. I know offhand for this group, it's something I haven't promoted enough, but I know you guys have first Mondays and you guys have like third Mondays, things of that nature. You want to talk a little bit about first Mondays?
Yes, definitely. So I don't know if I can share and send the website at the same time, but Joseph, maybe you can help me out on this. But yes, through the website, you can get to know more about us, and also through our social media channels, so things like LinkedIn and Slack. I don't know if you've used Slack before, but yes, we do promote like first Mondays through there, Convergence, which is like the event we're promoting right now. But yeah, first Mondays usually happen the first Monday of every month. And it's also a great way to get to meet new people and get to know what everyone's up to. So yeah.
I know offhand first Mondays usually because I've been to a couple of them for all the founders. First Mondays is as mostly for like for startups, and they actually bring in speakers like from Trust and Will and Classy and some of these other big San Diego tech startups. So I think that's what first Mondays is, and third Mondays is it just for like people who are job seekers, Joseph?
It's for everyone again. It might be a little bit more geared towards them,
Okay.
but it's just for everyone to get together. And I just want to add that before COVID, these events would be like in person somewhere like around downtown or some place where everyone to hang out and things. But like because of COVID, we're still doing it. It's just online now. So
Got it. Okay. And so it's kind of like these kind of, they're like more Zoom. First Mondays and third Mondays are more like this kind of Zoom type of atmosphere, right? Maybe there's like speed networking. We use speed networking a lot at tech school. So it actually, I know, I actually felt like it's good. Steven, you have any questions for the team offhand?
Yeah, I have a question kind of popped up a minute ago. So you may have heard this from Curling if you interact with them at all, but one of the things we know here at Fokcus is about a quarter of the people who we interact with look for career helper advice, right? They might be students, they might be job seekers, right? They might be entrepreneurs looking for, a co-founder role or whatever that may be. So I know you guys mentioned resources and events for networking available to students, job seekers, and kind of people in that realm, right? I know your website mentions, workshops, office hours, kind of this matching portal, things like that. So could you talk a little more about that or give us some more info on some of those items?
yeah. So I see your question is basically asked like, oh, what are those resources like more specifically? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah,
So
just tell us a little more about that. Just dive deeper. Yeah.
okay. So from the event, it's just networking is a big one. So just meeting people, making connections with a specific person, just like a mentor, things like that. Anyone who can give you more information. That's just a big resource that you can find through it. Other things is I think like there's like a resume workshop, things like that. So those are just things to help you improve your resume, to help you get a career better. Uh, and yeah, just things like that. And Laura, you can piggyback off and say.
Yes. Okay. So to piggyback off what Joseph said, yes. So we're here to make sure all of the interests of entrepreneurs are taken into consideration, and also we want to like celebrate any successes you may have. So sharing stories, networking with other people, and just like create a cohesive and a collaborative community where everyone feels involved, and that they can bring something to the table and also gain something from it. So it's like a win-win on both sides. Like you get to meet new people who maybe you can invest in, and these people can get to meet you. So yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah, and I think also, at least from a student's perspective, just being able to like watch the interactions of people who have careers, people who have their things set up and everything, been watching it and listening to the information, even if you can't directly apply it yourself yet because you're not in the career, just things like that helps out, makes you more comfortable, makes you understand things better. And yeah.
And I know tickets are available for Convergence now, right? I think you guys probably put the link on there. Gave board members codes. So I have a code Robinson50 that gives 50% off to anyone offhand. So I told the cohort a little bit about that. But I think the one question I have for you too is like the events offhand, are they going to be always after a certain time too? It's like, so it doesn't affect someone's student schedule or work schedule. What's the timing on some of those things? I haven't looked more into that.
So it's from 5 to 10 p.m. and they specifically chose those times because it's supposed to be like a time where students are usually not in class. Their classes are over, so that's why we chose those times. So it shouldn't interfere. Also, if it does interfere with any type of class, each event is like basically an hour. So maybe you'll miss like the 5 to 6, but you can always go to 6 to 7, 7 to 8, etc.
Now I'm speaking on I believe what's happening. I'm speaking on like Tuesday, like May 24th. It's going to be like an interesting panel. It's going to be one where I think we have the kind of VP of operations, more like a talent one for GoSite. They're a Series B company. They raised a few million, almost close to 100 million. And then ClipUp, another Series B company. And we also have Trust and Will, a Series B company, huge companies. They're a little bit beyond startups. And then we actually have a Classy, which is kind of like that group that actually helps nonprofits. They're in Series D. So I'm going to be moderating that. I think that's going to be May 24th. I think that's May 25th, I believe. And we're going to be talking about landing a dream job. They have me on that moderating, even though I help startups, just because I'm part of this workforce partnership. So part of my secret life is actually helping out with talent and things like that nature. So they had me on that. That should be really fun. And then after that, I believe at 6, that's going to be from 5 to 6. I think 6, we're going to have this kind of 6 to 7 group mentoring. So all those executives will be at this kind of group mentoring session, so people can talk about resumes or talk about next steps, how they got into their career. So that's going to be on May 25th. And so that's something I'm gearing for. I'm studying some of those things. But is there any events have you guys said like, hey, you need to go that one? I say you should go to this one because I'll be on it and it should be fun. We'll see what happens. But is there any events that you guys said, okay, like this one should be a really good one? I know there's stuff on the website like day one they're doing this, but is there things that you guys seen that that the cohort should go to?
Well, I wish I could pick favorites, but I think most of the speakers are super inspirational. I know Sheena, she's one of our mentors at the marketing interns, and she's a marketing executive. She also founded her own firm, and she's going to be a speaker there. So I would say look out for that one. But I'm biased because I know Sheena. So yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, she's right. Do you, you know if that's gonna be on? Okay, I got it. I'll look out for Sheena because I know I was gonna pull this up really quick. Let me pull this piece up, Laura. If you stop screen sharing, I'll share out this one.
Is your talk the future of tech and talent in San Diego? The fireside chat.
It's gonna be on Tuesday, from 6. It's that recruiter
room and group mentorship.
Yeah, it's 5 to 6. It's called Landing.
Landing your dream tech job. I see it.
You see it?
Yeah, but it looks like there's the future of tech. Future of tech is always fun to listen to.
What day is that, Joanna?
That's on the first day from 5 to 6.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
fireside chat.
It's a fireside chat. So that actually looks good. What
And
time is
it? Looks like that one's at 5 on day one, and then there's one at 8 on day one. That's diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm guessing it's Carrie. Yes, it's Carrie.
Okay, that's
So we
great.
definitely want to, we love Carrie. She's great.
Okay, that's great. Okay, and she's moderating that piece too. And this is all day one. So this is all gonna be on Monday. So that actually looks good. I'm using the handy Laura, and I don't know, Joseph, I don't know who set this up, but this was brilliant. The day one, day two, it was really simple. So good job on that. Yeah, I'm in that day two piece right here.
On day two, Mary Brandt's talking at 8 o'clock about LinkedIn. That's like a really useful thing. Do you remember Mary from one of our cohorts?
Oh, that's great. And she's actually really knowledgeable too, and she usually
really
charges. So
LinkedIn.
I think
so that's really great.
I'm on day 3. I'm looking at some of these ones. So they're gonna have this. I had a question on this, Joseph and Laura. We have a lot of people doing pitch competitions in our different cohorts, right? This pitch competition is a little bit different, right? Do they already handpick some of the groups, or can people submit to be part of it?
Oh, if you're interested, or if you know someone's interested in being part of it, you could send us an email or whatever, and we can contact them and get you on.
Okay, so Joseph, Laura, could you put your email in the could you put it in the Zoom chat? Reason why I'm saying that, I do like our cohorts to get into other pitch competitions. Yeah. And so I think most of our cohort could be ready to see what that looks like, but that'd be great. And I think offhand they're ready already for most of these things. But I seen this yesterday, Joseph and Laura. I was like, oh, you see it?
It looks like they're already selected, so it's great to know that we could still submit some people.
Yes, that'd be great.
Good question.
We'll see what that looks. So that's gonna be on day 3, Wednesday, and it looks like it'll be just maybe for university pieces too here.
And it looks like Carrie's again on day 4, as well as Martin Bridges.
Is it gonna be on diversity?
She has an open office hours on diversity, and Carrie has this really cool, if you're interested in diversity, has this very like open way of sort of just making herself available to ask any kind of weird, awkward question that you want that about diversity. And she has a whole website about collecting data about what kinds of questions people have, and I think it's called Inclusion First.
That's the name of her group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she actually, I think the one great thing is that we do have some videos on Carrie. Carrie spoke at Tech School,
She did.
But I think here might be really good because it's gonna be a bigger, live is gonna be a bigger audience. There's probably gonna be other things too for our founders. So Laura and Joseph, we're picking some favorites offhand just because some
the people we know.
these are people we kind of know.
Sometimes it's hard to pick just from a random name.
Right, exactly.
And then Martin Bridges is from we hung out with him at that first Startup San Diego. He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer from Pillsbury, right?
Yeah.
Lawyer,
exactly.
Angel investor.
Exactly.
I think one great thing for and this Joseph and Laura already kind of alluded to it, is kind of these collisions that you do. So we know certain people, but it's really good that that you guys know certain these people that are in San Diego, and they're not just in San Diego. Actually, even though they live here, they're doing things in all over, right?
Sorry, didn't Pillsbury just launch an accelerator?
They did. They just launched an accelerator, and Martin is part of that. So
yeah.
Anyone can be accepted at accelerator. It doesn't matter if you're in Baltimore or San Francisco or not. I know Ryan Kruger, who's the head of Techstar, who's part of my board. Techstars, that's totally global. So he's going to be speaking in several different sessions. So it's actually, I think it's just good just to have these type of people you at least know about. So when you cold call them or hit them up on LinkedIn, you kind of say like, you know what, I seen you at Convergence, and I think this be, this is my company. This is my 30-second pitch. It kind of gives you at least one more degree closer to some of these people that I really feel that they're pretty authentic and they want to help. So thanks for pointing those out, Joanna.
I think I guess the takeaway for me I'm noticing is just how like our startup community in San Diego is so interconnected. Like you really are just one degree away from any of these people.
I actually like that. And it's kind of like the Kevin Bacon thing, right? 6 degrees. I feel like it's 1 degree. It's 1 degree in San Diego. And I think you know what? I was looking at this, Joseph, I asked you this question, but I just found out the answer right here. They are going to be doing this verbellum. They're going to do that virtual. They're going to use that virtual world again right here on day 5. And so that's going to be pretty interesting. And I think I told you guys, when you're in verbellum, there's a whole little island. You can go on a jet ski if you want, or go on a boat or something like that. So it's pretty crazy. But the platform's verbellum. They're going to do the closing event there, and they have like a stage you go to. There's even like a concierge when you first walk in. A lady says, "Okay, are you from Startup San Diego? Okay, here, go to this expo center, and we'll all be there." And you get transported there. So it's a unique environment. So Joseph, yes, they're gonna have it at the very end. this verbellum type of platform. So it should be pretty interesting. All right, I think we covered. I think we covered like a good portion of it. Laura, Joseph, thank you so much. Any final thoughts offhand?
Just thank you for having us, and everyone, thank you for your time, for allowing us to talk about the event.
Yeah, thank you for this time to allow us to promote the event. We hope to see you guys there.
And one question I have for you, one last thing, Joseph and Laura, you guys have been so helpful. Do you guys need any help from us as a cohort? Are you guys thinking about anything? I know you guys are students.
Ooh, how did we do?
How you guys do?
That's a good question.
That was you know what, Laura, you're really authentic, and you're the first time at tech school that anyone told me to close my eyes and breathe. That was like that was like a first, a tech school first, right, Steven? I don't think we ever had that. So I was envisioning myself like kind of like in Jamaica. I was somewhere else, and then you got me focused back onto the startups. So it was great. So Laura, I think you started off really well. Totally appreciate that. And Joseph, you actually I like some of your how you actually even talk a little bit more about the aspects that you like about Startup San Diego. I think that was really great because I think the students, I really feel like the students are going to be powering Startup San Diego as it moves forward, right? I think I'm older. I probably could be your dad, Joseph, right? But like we actually probably need more of you guys is at your age, like undergrad, like running Startup San Diego, and the diversity that you guys actually represent. I think that's part of San Diego. I think me and Laura, we talked about that. Me and Karen, like that's going to be what kind of empowers the San Diego to be a little bit different than Silicon Valley or Silicon Beach. Is like San Diego is a pretty diverse place. So I just appreciate you guys' help and how you guys been like kind of working on all these different things. And I'll move it over to you, Steven. What we can actually do is, you want to do like a little speed networking while we still have some people here?
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Do you want to do that for a few minutes?
Yeah, let's do that. And then actually Alexa Ray just coming on. Let me give her the stage. Alexa Ray is the executive director of Startup San Diego. Let's see if she's offhand.
Hello.
Hey, Alexa Ray. We just got to that. Joseph and Laura did a great job. We just went over the slides, went over from day 1 to day 5. we picked out some things that we want to actually kind of go to. And I even talked a little bit about the one I'm going to be speaking at, the Find Your Dream. So, Joseph and Laura did a great job, but I want you to have the stage just talk about Startup San Diego offhand. I know you're new executive director. I say it's new. It's been over a year, but it's just great to have your face, and you're kind of like a fearless leader. So you want to just talk about your background, Alexa Ray, and Startup San Diego? That'd be great.
Yeah, 100%. And I know it feels like just yesterday that I joined the team, but I guess time flies when you're having fun, right? So
yes. Yes.
Yeah, my name's Alexa Ray Navarro, and as Curly mentioned, I'm the ED over at Startup San Diego, and I joined the organization December of 2019. So just right before COVID erupted and, completely changed everyone's lives, including, that of our organization and what we do and how we serve the community. So I'll give you a little bit of like an elevator pitch of Startup San Diego, who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do. And then I'll talk a little bit more about my background. But we are the official 501c3 nonprofit that really does represent the startup ecosystem in San Diego. So our core mission as an organization is to really connect, educate, and inspire both founders as well as local talent for a more equitable ecosystem. So everything that we do is either focused on supporting our local entrepreneurs or our local talent. So we are most widely known for our signature conference, San Diego Startup Week. And so, normally in a non-COVID pandemic time, we are an in-person conference, that's hosted at the San Diego Convention Center that garners anywhere between, 3,000 to 5,000 attendees depending on the year. And so, of course, insert COVID, we had to pivot, just like all you entrepreneurs, know sometimes you got to deal with. And so we pivoted that experience into Startup Month. So in October of 2020, we delivered 30 days, literally from October 1st to the 30th. We provided to the community content, experiences, and most importantly, community, and brought people together. So we were really excited about that. And, this year we've committed to doing Startup Month again this October. We're hoping, we can be back in person, perhaps toward the beginning of 2022, but health and safety of our community is, at the top of our list. So Startup Week, Startup Month is amazing for all stages of entrepreneurs, whether you are a very early stage founder or, aspiring talent looking to join a startup company. So there's like 7 different conference tracks that are all functions based. So, whether you are the CTO, the CEO, someone who's focused on marketing or design, like there is something for you at Startup Week. So highly encourage you all to definitely check that out. And we'll get you guys some tickets to attend in October. So currently just remind me so we can get the crew.
Sure, of course.
Tickets to get you guys involved. But the other conference that we host is called Convergence, which our amazing UCSD Startup San Diego interns shared with you all. So you already got that. I won't dive into that. But the other events that we host are monthly events. So community building events and then talent incubation events every single month. On the first Monday or the third Monday of every month. And so that's how we execute our mission at Startup San Diego. We're really trying to build community. And so that's really where what my background is in, ecosystem builder. I came from the Los Angeles ecosystem. I was up there for 8+ years. After attending UC San Diego. So I'm a UCSD alum. That's why I'm back down here because, I was craving to have an impact in my own backyard. So that's what brought me back. But while I was up in LA, I got started in the public sector. So I was working for the mayor's office. And that's really where I was introduced to entrepreneurship. So I was actually part of the sustainability and energy team, because that's kind of where my first love and background is. I was an urban planner out of UCSD. And in the mayor's office, the economic development team sat right next to us. And so that's really where I learned about entrepreneurship and small business and the potential impact that could really have on the region. And at the time, LA was going through a little bit of a transition and revitalization in downtown. And the mayor's office at the time, a huge initiative that came out of that was supporting the Los Angeles Cleantech Incubator, leveraging CRA funds. They cleaned up a bunch of stuff in downtown. And so I was actually working out of the LA Cleantech Incubator. You guys got to check that out if you're curious about learning more about Los Angeles entrepreneurship and specifically clean tech. But that building used to be a trailer, and I used to work in there alongside a couple of other folks. And so the mayor transitioned out of office, and that's kind of when everybody says, okay, what am I going to do next? And so I really found my love for entrepreneurship, and, I was gunning for immersing myself within that community. And so I started working at the LA Chamber of Commerce, Center for Innovation and Technology. And I really was part of the founding team that launched our very first program, which was a accelerator leveraging government and federal funds to support Los Angeles founders. And, our core mission was to make sure that the face of Los Angeles was represented in the entrepreneurs in LA. And so, really supporting diverse and underestimated founders. Grew that center into, a program that was also supporting tech talent and getting community college youth into jobs in the tech sector. Work with awesome companies like Snap Inc. and Hulu and Nike and a bunch of amazing organizations. And so in any case, I'm going to stop talking about myself, but eventually I ended up in San Diego. And so here I am.
And thanks for all you do, Alexa. And I know you a big exchange for a mutual friend, Linda Bedrosian. So I love that little connection there. That was awesome. But thanks for all you do. And you always have a good group around you, Laura and Joseph. They had your back. They made sure everything done. Is there anything you want from us as a community offhand?
What I want from you guys, participate, get involved, come to the Convergence conference. You guys know all about it already. And if you don't have a discount code or promo, let me know. Curling, let's make sure we get them
hooked
up. But I would just say dive in, right? Like, we all know that entrepreneurship is really lonely, and community is important. Network is everything. And the more people the increased likelihood of success. And so join us in continuing to support the ecosystem. And I'd love to see your face at our events.
That's great. Yeah, and let's also say too, you're the little person. You want to do a little shout out? You got the little person, 7 weeks, right?
Yeah, I just had a baby. So I'm a new mama to 8-week-old little Lucia. She's amazing. But so I am balancing a newborn, an amazing event that's coming up, all of the things. So
yeah, I brought that up because some of our founders are, they have little kids and things of nature. Like, you guys have these superpowers, right? And you guys can still do things. I just wanted to just point that out. Like, you have this great little balance. I remember your husband was cooking behind the scenes during the board meeting. Right? Yes. You have that empathy for the founder, right? This juggling things.
Yeah. And you know what? Also, balance, there's no such thing as balance, right? I like to say it's harmony, because there's so many times when you're more mom than you are boss person, or you're more wife than anything else, and it's a constant push and pull. And I would say the one piece of advice that I would give is just make sure that you are making time for you, right? And the opportunity to really center yourself, because you have so many different roles. And I call Startup San Diego a startup, because that's what it feels like. You know what I mean? We're powered by volunteers. I'm the only employee of the organization. full-time, I should say. So, just make time for you and center yourself as you go into every single day. I'm a big fan of the Calm app, meditation. I call it my mind fitness, right? Learning how to bend the mind. It's a powerful tool and it's a learned skill. So, highly recommend that.
All right. Thank you so much, Alexa. We're going to go to our kind of last part. We do our speed networking, which we got from Startup Month. So we stole that concept from you. We're gonna move forward. I know you're busy. You don't have to stay for the speed networking. It's just 5 minutes, but thank you so much for coming on. And I just appreciate you, just all the work you do.
Thank you for having me. And guys, seriously, I'll drop my email into the chat.
Okay.
Like, totally feel free if anybody is interested in connect with me on LinkedIn or shoot me an email. I love meeting new founders. That's kind of what makes me most excited, is learning about, your guys' trials and tribulations and how I can support and help. So feel free to shoot me a note.
Oh, I love that. That's great. I'll remind everyone. I'll put it on our Slack too, Alexa Ray.
Awesome. Thank you, Curling. Appreciate you. And
All
thank
right.
you, Interns. You guys are awesome.
Take care, Alexa.
Bye.
That's great. Well, that worked out really good. I think that was the timing wise. We still have some time, Stephen, to do at least one round of speed networking, and I'll let you wrap it up.
Sure. Yeah, we'll wrap it up. So for those of you who, I guess, haven't been a part of speed networking before, so we took that idea from Startup San Diego. We do about 5-7 minutes, just randomly match people up, and you'll just go out in a breakout room with, you and another person, and you'll just have a chance to network, chat about whatever you like. If you want to learn more about their business, just kind of network, right? So great opportunity for that. But as always, thanks everyone for joining us for another episode of Tech School. We had an awesome talk today. And if you're watching this on YouTube, watching this recorded, feel free to give us a like, hit that subscribe button to learn more, or to, be notified when we post new videos, whether they be talks with founders and all the other exciting stuff we do.